Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you who have been with us since the beginning, and those of you who have been with us here and there's about, we thank the Most High for you, and you. As well as those of you who have just subscribed. Those of you who have been with us here and there's about, we thank God for you too. And those of you that are contemplating subscription, even those of you that poke your head in and out incognito, we thank God for you also. Because we're controversial, yes, I'll put it that way, because the scriptures are controversial. All we ever do is just read the scriptures and tell it like it is. Some things we discover and some things we find out are true. And for that, we thank God. Most of the world cannot stand truth as it is read from the source, period. Yes. Even when somebody's speaking what they've seen or heard, we don't find it true. But there are many other witnesses to the truth. Let everything be established by 2 or 3 witnesses, and that is a known fact, and that way you are sure. Nevertheless, we're in Isaiah chapter 24 as you prepare, chapter 24. Yes, you're walking with Mr. Clay. I'm Mr. Clay, and we thank God for you, and you. We're going to discover something different here in this chapter here because of the context of the book of Isaiah and how that it's worded, but it's not untrue, but it's worded a little differently or translated off a little bit. How can you tell? Easy. By knowing the context of what Isaiah is saying. But before we get into the book of Isaiah, let's pray the prayer of Abraham. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray, henceforth and forever. And that can be found in Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, Isaiah chapter 24, 24th chapter of Isaiah. Now, it reads, Behold, the I Am makes the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Through the context of Isaiah, the word earth should be land. The known earth, the land empty. See, I can say the whole earth, and this is a misnomer. That word earth shouldn't be there. It should be, Behold, the I Am maketh the land empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Because if the I Am made the earth empty, as we understand it today, what would happen? We wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing this video, period. So the I Am maketh the earth empty. In other words, the land of Israel, the land of all the lands that he have just spoken about. Edom, should we say what we just came out of in chapter 23. The land there. Yes, and all Egypt and Ethiopia, it wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. No, that is not what it means. It's the word would be maketh the earth empty as we know it. Our land, the land empty. And maketh it wastelands. Nobody's there. Don't get it wrong, the translators and those who comprehend this comprehended it wrong based on this word, earth. Earth, the land, earth. Let's get it right now. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest. See, he's talking about what? Israel. He's talking about the land of Shem, yes. Babylon, Assyria, through what? Here comes the one called Persia, the Medes and Persia, Medo-Persia as they would put it. I said the Medes and the Persians. But nevertheless, So with the master as with the maid, so with her mistress as with the buyer, so with the seller as with the lender, and so with the borrower as with the taker of usury, so with the giver, so the usury or the interest, what he's saying, those who lend for interest, the giver of usury to him. And wouldn't this even coincide with the book of Revelation or either book of Matthew where two men laying, what two men gonna be laying in the bed for in our day and time? Unless they polyamory or laying in the bed with one woman or something is not right there. No, two men are not going to be laying in the bed like that. Unless one of the men is his son, he just wants to lay in the bed with his father because there's only one room, one big bed, and the father definitely ain't going to share a bed with his son most of the time. Neither his brother. All right, let's make it right. And the land, see, here we go again. See, he changes this. First they go with earth. Now in verse 3, the land shall be utterly empty. The land. And utterly spoiled, for the I am hath spoken this word. Read and know. I can now. For those of you that take and you say line upon line, precept upon here's a precept. I don't care about no precept or no line upon line. I care about the context of the chapter, the verse, and the book. What is he talking about? Each book is separate. Yes, we can compare book to book in the context of each book, but the fact is the book is by itself. The book of Isaiah is all by itself. Isaiah was writing the things that he heard from the Most High, and if there's any other book that the Most High, or should I say Isaiah, read from, was the book of the law. Let's make it right. Let's make it make sense here. Make it make sense. The land shall be utterly empty. This is not the end of the world. No, it's not. It's not the end of the world. He says, for the land mourneth and fadeth away. The land mourneth, not the earth. That shouldn't be there. It's misnomer. Might have been there somewhere, and they say, they try to sublimate the word. This was Latin, this was all these other words, but we see the key thing, and we see by what is happening around us. The earth is still here. It's not, the whole earth is not a desert. There's life here. We're here. You're listening to me. So the earth is defiled, or the land is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Now we can say that of the whole earth in this day and time because we know the whole earth is defiled. It's defiled by what? Pollution. It's defiled by dirt. It's defiled by corpses. It's defiled by blood. It's defiled by, all kind of waste and things of men that cause you to have ailments and cause generational ailments upon you. Biological defilement of the earth. Yes, but the biggest one is greed, which tends toward this. I don't want to give up no money, so y'all pour that oil down that drain down there in some of these factories that they talk about. But most of these people that do the bidding of the rich, they want to make their money and they don't want to lose their livelihood. This is what it's all about. So therefore, he says, defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws. He's talking about Israel. The laws, they have transgressed the laws. The world have already done it. Changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. In Exodus 19, the everlasting covenant is what? All that the I am said, that will we do, said the children of Israel unto the I am. Yes, and they've broken it. Not only then, but before this too. In and out, even to this day, in and out. Now, therefore hath the I am devoured the earth, or the land. See, he goes, this translator goes back from earth to land. I don't know how he's translating it, but it's, therefore hath the curse devoured the land of what? Israel, the land of Shem, the curse have devoured it, and they that dwell therein are desolate. No children, no crops, famine everywhere, war, blood, and fightings on every hand. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Gives you the meaning of the whole up to this point in this chapter. Right there. That's why we love context. We love it. The precept, no. It's okay. If it's within context of what the script of what that chapter is saying. But when you're just piecing together trying to make a point, it doesn't work like that. Now, the new wine mourneth, the vine languishes, and all the merry-hearted do sigh. In other words, there's nothing that's good in the land. The mirth of tabrets ceases. The noise of them that rejoice ended. The joy of the harp ceases. They shall not drink the wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Even whiskey ain't no good. And the same shall happen in this day, when the Almighty makes the earth desolate. I'm talking about the literal earth, because of a certain people that wants to be so dictatorish and rule the whole earth. This is what it is. Your country wants to rule the whole earth. Is this not what you want? Instead of trading to make sure your people are safe, instead of building up your corporations and whatever you have, whatever you lack, you buy from another country. But no, you want everybody to be your slave. You want to dictate what they do in their land. This is what's going to happen. You shall be laid waste. He says, now we go on into, he says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up. No man may come in. What is the city of confusion? Jerusalem. There's confusion in there because of what? Idolatry. Mixed teachings apart from the covenant of the Most High. There is crying for wine in the streets. All the joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. He says the mirth of, it should be the mirth of the earth, if this was correct. If the earth is laid desolate, this gives permission for the deceiver to come in and deceive many that he's talking about the end of the earth, which is not true. And then they will take it to fit the situation that we have today. The only thing I'm saying when I compare it to this is that history repeats itself in a different way. This is what I'm saying. I'm not giving no prophecies. No, not me. It says, now, when thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as of a shaking of an olive tree. Yes, when you shake that olive, them good old olives come down, that little machine gets it, or them people get up there, a bunch of them, they start going, all them olives fall, or beat the branches, or however they do it. That's oil. I like the taste of olives. The black olive, the green olive oil, yes, it's all good. Yes. Have you ever tried it with some oregano or Italian seasoning and with some toasted bread and just dip it in the olive oil? Yeah. But either way, now, sometimes it's better than butter. You can have toast on olive oil on bread and have toast with it. You don't need butter all the time. No, use olive oil. But nevertheless, a little salt on it to give it a little flavor. Doesn't have that flavor, but it's an acquired taste. We'll put it that way. So you're so used to butter or none that nobody call it butter, but it's full of hydrogenated chemicals or whatever you want to call it. But either way, we should not eat food by taste, but by content. What's in it? Therefore, glorify you, the I Am, in the fires, even the name of the I Am God of Israel in the isles of the sea. He's talking about all of you. Glorify him. Now you're scattered all over the earth. Just like he was saying, they were scattered in the first verses that we read. He says, wherefore glorify ye the I Ams, the God of Israel. Now in verse 16. From the uttermost parts of the land that we have heard songs, even glory to the righteous. But I say, my leanness, woe unto me! The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. Yes, the treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. You know, they taught you something you shouldn't have known. They taught you something that you thought was good. Yes, just give me superpowers so I can be like the, should I say, one of these cartoons where the lightning comes from my hand, or you want to be like Star Wars where the Sith lightning come out of his hand, or you can close your eyes and things come to you. You want that kind of power. But you don't have the power to live right, the power to obey the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances of the Most High. That is what we should joy in. And that is where we may be saved, even in our present situations. This is what we're talking about. We ain't talking about no great by and by. You living now. You need money now. You need health. You need healing. You need all that stuff now. Why are you worried about the great by? That's going to come eventually. But Lord, right now, God, that's what you're saying. Right now, God. You ain't saying, oh, yes, I'm going to die, my home going. You see that commercial about the woman talking about her home going. What home going you got? And you walking a pagan Christian. You ain't got no home. You better read the book of Enoch. But either way, ain't no mansion in no sky. God is not your daddy. He's not your father. God is a spirit. And those that worship the Most High, yes, should worship him in the context of the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances that have been put forth unto Moses, given to the children of Jacob. Yes, this should happen. And this is just not Judah. He's talking about the whole world. Judah and Israel should have been an example to the whole world, that the whole world might follow and flow unto the Most High. But now the Most High has to take a different route because of the inconsistency of us men and you women. Don't blame men for everything. You women have done a lot of things too. Now, he says, they dealt treacherously. He says, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of the land. He's talking about, here comes Persia. And it shall come to pass, he who fleeth from the noise of fear shall fall into the pit. He that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in a snare. In other words, you can't escape that who I have called to subdue you, is what the Most High is saying. You're not gonna escape them. Although the Most High has a judgment for everyone that subdued each land, still this is your judgment. Not only for Judah, Israel, for Babylon, for Syria. Their judgment is Persia, Cyrus, Xerxes, all these guys. For years they have ravished and ramshacked the known earth or the land. Yes, even unto Egypt and Ethiopia. This was the known earth. Now, at that time, Ethiopia turned around and started praising and worshiping God. I'm talking about the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances. But what the heck happened to them now? They started worshiping this Isis, and it just got crazy. Listening to other folks from a distant land telling them, yes, this is part of it too. That New Testament has no right to be in the same book or collected book as the rest of the testaments, or should I say the historical accounts. No, it has no right. It should be separate, just like the Quran or your Book of Mormons or your whatever your other books are. It should be separate. It's blasphemous. It's a lie. It's not even the truth. It just counteracts everything. It's a misnomer. But it has been fixed up so because of Deuteronomy chapter 28 that you the Most High does, and he did send you a strong delusion, and that delusion was called Yahushua, Yahusha, even Jesus. Yes, that's what it was. Now, he says you can't flee from these people. You can't flee from what I got for you. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. The earth is utterly broken down, or the land is utterly broken down. The land is clean dissolved. It's desert. Desertification have happened. Nothing's here. Most of it is nothing but sand. And you go to Tel Arad, it was forest and trees and everything, what it looks like now. Desert, sand. Yes, things can grow in the desert, but it's still desolate. Nobody hardly lives there. The city of David is desolate. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly, is what he says here in the King James. The land should be that word. Now, the earth is rendered here in the next chapter. The land shall reel to and fro as a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. See, your Revelation fixed it up for you, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Gotcha. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Who is he talking about? What is he talking about? He's talking about Israel, Syria, Babylon, all these. Not Egypt. Because the Most High, if you go back into the previous chapters, you're going to find out the Most High spared Ethiopia. But Egypt shall not even rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the I Am shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, the kings of the earth upon the earth, the king of Assyria, the king of Babylon, even the king of Persia eventually, the king of Jasher, he lost his. Now the Greco-Roman Empire that we know even to this day, which many of their offspring are carrying on. And they've sort of been like the chameleon. It's about to fall. No, Russia and China's not a part of that. Never was. No, they're not what they call the status of white. Yes, white is a status. Black is a status. Both of them are status. Nobody brown now it's a status. In other words, we kind of like you. Status. You can be just as albino or light skinned, but yet you're still black. It's the status of black. The status of white is what they're talking about. And now it shows you that your color don't mean nothing the way they doing things up there in Minnesota. Come on here. It looked like to me it's about the rich versus the middle class and the poor. There are more middle class and poor, even more poor than middle class. But yet, the middle class wants to join the rich because the middle class wants to keep their standard of living up, so they get into these different law enforcement things and do the bidding which they know are wrong. Yes, this is how it goes, even in other countries. You got Nigeria, he knows they doing it. Kenya, they know they doing the people wrong. But who can resist those who say, well, at least my family, I'm gonna knock you out because my family fed by this, by being dishonest, to be a bigot, to be whatever I am. Yes, this is how the world works. Now, the earth is utterly broken down and is clean dissolved. The earth is removed. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. The land, not the whole earth. He's not talking about that. Yeah, the earth gonna be moving y'all together like a drunkard, y'all. They're gonna drink some boom strong. Yeah, whatever, man. Come on here. Let's get it right. You gonna drink some of that Nigerian 150 proof whiskey? No. Earth gonna, what you gonna do, pour it in the ground, Earth gonna get drunk? What? No, it's not like that. He's talking about it's going to die. It's going to become desert. And it shall come to pass in that day, the I Am shall punish the host of the high ones, these kings, these high and mighty ones. Yes, he's going to punish them. What? Through Persia. This is what's going to happen. And it shall, let's keep going. I think I'm reading the same thing over again now. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners and gathered in the pits and shall be shut up in the prisons after many days, and they shall be visited. God's going to take them captive. The only thing going to release them is grace, period. That's it. It says, and the moon shall be confounded, and the sun shall be ashamed, and the I Am of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion, in Jerusalem, and before the ancients of his. This is where the moon shall go away in blood. Revelation, get out of here. What are you doing with that old junk of a book? What he's talking about here, because of things happening, the days standing still, the days being long, the nights being overwhelming because of what is happening. When the I Am of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem before his ancients gloriously. We still gets back. The I Am did reign. The I Am did reign. But eventually but there was never a king that sat in Israel since then. The book of Ezra. And he used a woman to help deliver Israel, or the children of Judah. And that she had pleased the king of Persia. And the Most High got in his head and told him, let my people go. And he let them go. He didn't do like Egypt did. He let them go. Do what you gotta do, man. He understood the histories. And they read the law, and they began to, you read the book of Nehemiah, the book of Ezra. But then still they had to be tested to show not the I Am knew their hearts. I could tell you your heart all day, but until your heart is shown to you as well as me, my words mean nothing. And before his ancients, or his old ones, gloriously. This is an insert. You didn't think I was going to go there, did you? Yes, this is an insert to try to justify rebellion. You have to realize these people are very cunning, demonically cunning. Deuteronomy chapter 28, cunning. How are you going to be like the moon confounded? See, I said that to say one thing, and I said that say this to say another. How are you going to be confounded? Confused. The moon going to be confused when you have a nation pounding on the nations that have the Most High set up. This is what Isaiah is about. This is put in there. It's an insert. It's reworded in a way. But the I Am was glorified, and the I Am was glorified through Israel. And the I Am was glorified through all the others, even Nehemiah. They were the instruments, including Esther. And if we keep those things that are right before the Most High, even the statutes, commandments, and ordinances, yes, we will have peace.